There is a deep sense of sadness and emotional heaviness lingering in the energy surrounding your person right now. It feels as though they are truly missing you, missing your presence, your love, your touch. There's a yearning in their heart, a strong desire to see you, to be close to you again. More than anything, they long to hold you tightly in their arms, to feel your heartbeat against theirs, to close the distance between you both. This yearning isn't just a fleeting thought, it's something they carry with them daily. The emptiness left by your absence is something they can no longer ignore, and it's stirring a powerful emotional response within them. In the midst of this emotional turmoil, your person is making a conscious effort to work on themselves. They are focusing on building a solid foundation, both financially and emotionally, so that they can finally free themselves from the toxic patterns, limiting beliefs, and low-vibrational energies that have held them back for far too long. It's not an easy journey, and there are many internal battles being fought, but they are committed to transforming their life. They're starting to recognize that true freedom doesn't just come from external success or validation, it comes from inner peace and emotional balance. That's the life they're trying to create, one where they are no longer a prisoner of fear, insecurity, or emotional instability. Part of this transformation involves a painful realization. Your person is beginning to see, with heartbreaking clarity, that they have given their love, their time, and their care to people who never truly deserved it. They poured their energy into connections that were empty, unfulfilling, and in some cases even damaging. In doing so, they neglected the one person who genuinely loved them without conditions, you. This realization is haunting them. It's like a mirror has been held up to their soul, showing them the ways they've failed to recognize the love that was always right in front of them. And now, they're carrying the weight of that regret, wishing they could go back and do things differently. Right now, they are intentionally disconnecting from the outside world. They're pulling away from friends, from social obligations, and even from those who once had their attention. This is not a sign of them giving up, it's actually the opposite. Your person is going inward, choosing solitude so they can hear their own thoughts, feel their emotions fully, and begin the healing process. They want to connect with their higher self, to find clarity and purpose in the silence. They're diving deep into the parts of themselves they've long ignored, trying to face the wounds and fears that have shaped so much of their past behavior. Living a life that doesn't reflect their truth has left them completely drained. They're tired of pretending, of wearing masks just to please others or fit into a version of themselves that was never real. In the life they've been living, there's no room to express vulnerability, no space for authenticity. They feel suffocated by the expectations of others and the roles they've been forced to play. This inner conflict, between who they are and who they pretend to be, has become unbearable. They're exhausted by the lies, the avoidance, and the constant need to suppress their real feelings. All they want now is to live honestly, to be able to express their emotions freely and be accepted for who they truly are. In this time of deep reflection, your person is also confronting the darker aspects of their past. They're finally acknowledging how their own actions, particularly their manipulative and controlling behaviors, have hurt the people around them, especially you. This is not an easy truth for them to face, but they are no longer running from it. They know that their need to control situations, their emotional unavailability, and their fear of vulnerability caused you pain. And now, they are feeling the full weight of that guilt. It's not just about regret, it's about accountability. They're no longer blaming circumstances or other people. They see that their choices played a significant role in pushing you away. More than anything, they are hoping for your forgiveness. Not out of obligation, but because they truly see now how much you loved them, and how much they may have taken that love for granted. They understand the strength it takes to love someone through their flaws, their silence, and their confusion. And now, they're hoping that, one day, you might be able to see the change in them, the growth, the honesty, the healing, and open your heart to them once more. They're on a journey of deep inner work, and while it's painful, it's also necessary. This is their process of breaking down the illusions they once lived behind so they can rise into the version of themselves that is worthy of your love. And though they may not have the right words or gestures right now to show how much they care, know that in their heart, they are holding on to the hope of reconnection. Everything they're doing now, every tear they shed in solitude, every truth they face, it's all with the dream of one day being whole enough to stand beside you again, not just as a lover, but as the person you always deserved. I've never been so certain about anything in my life as I am about the way I feel for you. This feeling isn't fleeting or superficial, it's something deep, something that has taken root in my soul and continues to grow each day. From the moment we truly got to know one another, I felt an undeniable connection, one that quietly told me I was about to embark on something meaningful. I didn't need time or countless conversations to understand it, there was a sense of commitment already growing in me, even then. And now, looking back, I realize that commitment was never about obligation, it was about a sincere desire to build something beautiful with you. There's a certain kind of stillness that comes when I'm alone, especially in the quiet moments, and that stillness always echoes with your absence. I find myself craving your presence in ways I didn't fully understand before. It's not just about companionship, it's about the warmth you bring into a space, the ease with which you make everything seem lighter, and the comfort of knowing I could be fully myself with you. I miss talking with you, not just about our days or routines, but the deeper conversations where we discovered each other's inner worlds. Getting to learn about your thoughts, your dreams, and your unique way of viewing life was one of the most enriching experiences I've ever had. You helped me see things in a different light. Through you, I found perspective, clarity, and even a sense of wonder. That's something rare, something I never want to take for granted again. You didn't just show me your world, you invited me into it, and that invitation changed me. There's a lightness and energy you bring that awakens something within me. You inspired me to be better, to want more for myself, not just in what I do, but in who I am. I began wanting to grow, to carry myself with maturity, to act with integrity and patience, and to become someone worthy of being called a gentleman, not for appearance's sake, but because that's what you deserve. I deeply appreciate you for who you are. Your kindness, your strength, your honesty, they've left a lasting mark on me. And while I hold all this appreciation for you, I can't ignore the remorse I feel when I reflect on my actions. There's a deep sense of shame I carry for the moments when I didn't treat your love with the care it deserved. I regret taking it for granted. I regret not being fully honest about how I felt, hiding behind fear or pride instead of simply opening up to you. You didn't deserve that. You deserved the kind of love that is open, clear, and consistent. The kind of love that speaks the truth, even when it's hard. And I failed at that. I let my own insecurities and confusion cloud what should have been pure and straightforward. I let you down, and for that, I am truly sorry. Since the day we were physically separated, it's felt like something vital was taken from my life. There's been this constant ache, like a part of me is missing. I go through my days, do the things I need to do, but there's always this lingering sense that something is off, something important is no longer here. That something, I've come to realize, is you. Your absence is not just felt in space, but in the emotional stillness left behind. It's like the color has drained from the background of my world, and everything just feels less vibrant without you. And now, I know, if there is even the slightest chance of rebuilding what we once had, it has to start from a place of honesty. I can't come to you with half-truths or guarded emotions. I have to be vulnerable, even if it scares me. I have to be transparent, even if it risks rejection. Because the truth is, I'd rather face the discomfort of being real than live with the regret of having hidden my heart from you again. I know now that love is not just a feeling, it's a choice, a commitment, and an act of bravery. And I choose you, fully, without hesitation. I choose to grow, to heal, and to be better, not just for you, but for the kind of relationship we both deserve. One built on trust, respect, and a shared sense of purpose. You brought out the best in me. You still do, even from a distance. And if you can find it in your heart to give me one more chance, one real chance, I promise to come to you not as the person I was, but as someone who has grown, who is still growing, and who never stopped loving you. Your partner deeply longs to be close to you again. There's a quiet yearning in their heart that has only grown stronger with time. Being apart from you has left a noticeable void in their life, and they find themselves constantly thinking about you, missing your presence more than they expected. The love you gave, your warmth, your understanding, the way you made them feel seen and valued, brought them a healing energy they had never truly experienced before. It wasn't just about companionship, it was something deeper, something spiritual. Your love made them feel safe, whole, and alive in ways they never knew they needed. Right now, your partner is feeling a mix of sadness and anxiety about the distance between you. Things don't feel right to them, and there's a heaviness in their chest that doesn't seem to go away. They're not just upset about the silence or the arguments or the moments that pulled you apart, they're deeply unhappy with the way things are between you both. There's a growing sense of urgency in them, a fear that if they don't do something soon, they might lose you forever. They imagine a future where you've moved on, where someone else sees the beauty in you, treats you right, and gives you what they couldn't at the time, and that thought haunts them. They don't feel worthy sometimes, and that insecurity is eating away at them. But more than anything, they are scared. Scared that their silence or delay might be mistaken for indifference. Scared that they'll miss their chance to make things right. Your absence has left a deep ache in their heart. They're hurting in silence, day after day, holding on to the hope that maybe, just maybe, you still feel the same. They want to start over, to wipe the slate clean and rebuild what was lost. Not because they want to forget the past, but because they want to grow from it, with you. They know they've made mistakes, and they carry that guilt heavily. There have been days, more than you probably realize, when they've broken down in tears, silently crying over you. These weren't just fleeting emotional moments. These were deep, soul-stirring cries, born out of regret, longing, and love. They didn't always know how to express what they felt, and maybe they still don't fully. But those tears were real, and they were for you. They want you to know that despite how things may have looked, they never stopped caring. They never stopped loving you. They just didn't know how to handle the emotions they were experiencing. They felt overwhelmed by life, by their own inner turmoil, by the fear of losing you and not being enough for you. So instead of opening up, they withdrew. They stepped back, not because they didn't care, but because they needed time to make sense of everything. They needed time to breathe, to reflect, to understand their own shortcomings and how they contributed to the distance that grew between you. But during that time alone, they came to realize just how much you meant to them. It wasn't just about missing your voice or your laughter or the comfort of your presence, it was about recognizing how much your love had helped them heal, how much it had grounded them. Without you, they felt lost, like they were drifting in a world that no longer made sense. They now see things more clearly. They understand where they went wrong, and they're not running from that truth anymore. They're not asking for blind forgiveness. They're not pretending things can go back to the way they were overnight. What they want is a chance, a real, honest chance, to show you they've grown. They hope you can look into their heart and see that the love is still there, just as strong as it was before, if not stronger. They wish you wouldn't judge them solely by their past actions. It wasn't that they didn't care or that they didn't see your worth. They were simply trying to navigate their own emotional chaos, and unfortunately, you got caught in the crossfire. Your partner knows words alone aren't enough. They know it takes more than apologies or sweet promises to rebuild trust. But they're willing to try. They're ready to put in the effort, to prove that the love between you is worth fighting for. They just need to know that there's still a place for them in your heart, that you haven't completely closed the door. So if you're still holding on to any part of what you once had, if there's still a spark within you that remembers the good, they're asking you to consider giving them another chance. Not for the past, but for the future you might still create together. Because as much as they've tried to move forward without you, the truth is, they don't want to. You are their peace, their safe space, their home, and they want to find their way back to you.